Hello, welcome inside the high school huddle, along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. We get set for the 2024 season. Today, we take a look at the Class 4A Elgin Owls. But first, let's hear from our title sponsor, Red River Roofing.
Nothing revitalizes your home faster than new siding. Transform your house into your dream home with Red River Roofing Siding and Windows. Call today for a free inspection.
The Elgin Owls have landed themselves in Class 4A this season, been a top team in 5A, now a top team in 4A. Head coach Charmer White got another great ball club, a top 3, top 4, top 5, definitely top 5 for sure ball club this year. And Elgin, nice little move in, Tennessee commits, and then
he's not little, Chris.
No, he's not. He definitely looks the part. Got to see him at the scrimmage last week, but couple of playmakers behind him to give them an opportunity this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Elgin, all they did last year in 5A was go 11-1, lost a tough one in the quarterfinals at Claremore, 7-6. This is after, throughout the year, they averaged 45 points a game while only allowing 6.5 points a game. They got most of that defense back. They got a good core group of the defensive players back. This is a team that can run it, they can throw it, they can kind of do a little bit of everything, but they're going to play really, really, really tough defense. Is what they're going to do. They'll be led offensively by one of the Myers.
Ritzenmeyer.
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 Brother Case, and also on the football team as well. Probably going to be a two-way starter as well. But Ritzen last year ran for over 1,500 yards. Big physical kid, can get it done. We saw him as a freshman carrying the ball. He's a guy that can get it done. So Elgin's going to be a load for everybody in 4A.
Ronnie, you mentioned, Phil mentioned Ritzenmeyer. Running the football, Ritson over 600 yards, 12 touchdowns, but he's going to be the primary guy this year after Matthew Lund, the all-time career rushing leader for Elgin, graduates. And so he's going to get – I saw him the other – a little bit more slim. He's always been huge. Yeah. He's a little bit slim. I don't know if that's the baseball way. I think his future is baseball. Of course, he's a pretty good wrestler too. But definitely he'll be the focus on offense and defense for Coach Chalmer.
Yeah, Ritzenmeyer, again, we've seen him as a freshman. I mean, he came into 5A as a freshman and just kind of stood out in every sport that he played, right? So you see him on the baseball field, super, uber competitive baseball player, football player, wrestler, a guy who will not back down against nobody. If he gets to a hole and he sees a 245-pound linebacker, he's going to go try smoking. Yeah. All right, I mean, he's that kind of kid, got that kind of grit, and of course, it always helps when you get a senior quarterback come back, Trace Laura, who'll be there to control the offense. Not too flashy, won't do amazing things, but again, very, very solid high school player in baseball and football as well. So he'll be the staple of that offense, and as he controls the offense as it goes down the field.
Anybody want to try the name of the offensive lineman? He's big 55 when you get to the field to watch him this year.
Sir.
Yeah,
Mr.
No
Mr. Tennessee.
give a running shot at his name. I guess I can maybe try here in just a second.
Anybody's going to do it.
Let the professional do it.
Well, I don't know about that. But so I'm going to Antonio Cade Ogumoro.
We'll go with perfect. That was perfect. That was great. That's exactly how you say it.
55 on your game day roster, but he came down to OU or Tennessee. Moved in not too long ago, and military family.
Yep.
And he definitely looks not as tall as I thought. I think he'll be a guard. In the future.
6'3"?
Yeah, he just doesn't look that huge, tall.
Yeah,
he fills out. And
no
to be
Phil
honest,
Loholt, right?
Yeah, he's not 6'9". No. And if it wasn't for 55, they got a couple of other offensive linemen that looked apart as well. So
Coach
you can see why why Lund last year ran for so many yards in his career.
And Coach Wyatt, he's got to be sitting there going, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And he does a great job too. The Elgin staff, led by head coach Chalmer Wyatt, does a great job, and they'll have him ready. But I mean, Elgin over the last 3 or 4 years has just been on a kind of a unbelievable run. In all sports.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be indifferent this year.
One more name defensively, Colin Donnelly. He's a senior, 156 tackles and 3 interceptions last year. Let's take a look at the Elgin Owls 4A schedule. And right off the bat, Lawton MacArthur, Dallas Hillcrest, and Newcastle in the non-district. A couple of 5A teams plus the team out of Dallas. And then you see the district schedule for the Owls, and we'll highlight the Clinton game there in week 9. And then also the Weatherford game, I guess that would be week 6 with the Eagles. Thoughts on the Owls 4A schedule?
Well, I think the Clinton stands out in district play. I mean, Weatherford, got some great athletes, but I think really in district play, Clinton's the one that you circle if you're Elgin. Pretty, I don't want to say easy, but not a real tough path forward in district play. Dallas Hillcrest, did a little research on them. They don't seem to be somebody that's going to cause a lot of problems for Elgin. Newcastle, they lost a lot of kids. In 5A, they lost a lot of players. We talked about that in the segment on with Tuttle. But I think the one that, and this is a crazy one because last year they just absolutely took Lawton MacArthur to the woodshed, 62-14. But they're catching. Lawton's playing them early. Conditioning is going to be a factor in that game. Now it could be either way, right?
Yep.
I mean, but that it could be a factor, and I think Lawton's going to a much improved team. They got better as the year went along, and I think actually if there's a hiccup on the roster or on the schedule for Elgin, it's Lawton MacArthur. I know that sounds nuts after what they did to him last year, but I really do believe Lawton MacArthur is the game that could, if anything, is going to upset a perfect 10-0 regular season record. It's going to be that Lawton MacArthur game.
Yeah, I think you are.
You can say it. Right.
That's flipped around. I got 10-0. Phil's got 9-1, I believe.
That was supposed to be on there.
Yeah, I've got 9-1.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, look at the schedule. I think you have to circle Clinton. That's going to be for the district title there in week 9 there. That will be the one. But yeah, I think it is crazy to pick Elgin over Lawton Mac after 62-14 beatdown when Elgin has actually gotten better since last season. But we saw Mac towards the end of the year last year. Mac got really good last year. They scored a lot of points against that Guthrie defense in the playoff loss last year. So yeah, I got Elgin going 10-0. Again, I can definitely see going 9-1, but I got Elgin still staying undefeated. And again, Elgin is 4A in football, 5A in all the other sports. But Elgin, like I said, they've been so close for the last several years to making a good run in football in 5A. So will this be the year in 4A? We'll see.
Yeah, it's a good year. It's the first week 0 game between Lawton MacArthur, Elgin. Two really good teams, 4A, 5A. I have Lawton MacArthur winning that game, and I can see Elgin winning that one as well. I went with Lawton MacArthur. Elgin didn't. I'm sure whatever 62-14. Whatever. I'm guessing Matthew Lund, the all-time career rushing leader, had a pretty good game that game. Yep. So I think Lawton MacArthur got better as the year goes on. So we'll see what happens there in that one. But definitely I can see Elgin going 10-0, 9-1. Regardless, it's a non-district game.
Yeah,
so we think
doesn't matter. Yeah,
they're going.
Grand scheme saying it doesn't matter if you lose any of your first 3 games.
Yeah, and that's why the conditioning thing, Chris. Right? I mean, I think that's a factor.
No, it will be.
So we'll see. But Mac, I've got them number 4 in 5A. I've got Elgin in that 3 spot in 4A. I think the better athletes, and this is going to sound crazy, play for Lawton MacArthur, and we'll see what happens. The big boys up front are going to dictate that. We talked about the great transfer coming in, going to the University of Tennessee. But we'll see. I guess conditioning, all about conditioning the first couple weeks.
From what I hear, conditioning was an issue with Elgin this past week.
We'll find out how it all unfolds right off the bat. Elgin, Lawton MacArthur, one of the top games in the state right off the bat in high school football. That'll do it here. Be sure to check out the High School Huddle's live show every Wednesday night of the entire football season. We start at 6 o'clock, and we talk all classes, and it's an interactive show, so be sure to leave your comments, and we'll go back and forth with you as why Elgin will dominate Lawton MacArthur or whatever it may be. So be sure to check it out. Be sure to subscribe, like, and be notified when we go live, and don't miss a minute of the Huddle this year. We'll talk to you soon here on the High School Huddle.